Who we drawing today? Checkers!
Robin from Justice League!
Alright dudes, you got your marker?
Yeah!
Alright, we hope you're going to follow along with us. You have something to draw with and some paper in front of you. You ready to start?
Yeah!
We're also using colored pencils to color them at the end. We're going to use peach, yellow, and red. That's the only colors we need. We're going to also use black from our markers. But let's put those off to the side and we'll use them at the end. We've already drawn the cartoon version of Robin. We're going to draw him a little more, well, not realistic, but like the Justice League.
Yeah.
He's going to look really cool. Okay, we're going to start with this head up here at the top, and we're going to fill up the whole paper.
Okay.
So we're going to start by drawing a V shape or a rounded V shape at the top. So up here we're going to draw a V shape that comes down, and at the very bottom it's round. Is that cool? See how it doesn't have a point at the very bottom, it's just round. Cool. Now we're going to draw the top of his head, and we're going to draw a rainbow line that goes over the top and then back down. And there's his head shape. Nice. Next, let's draw his ears. And right here at the top of the V shape, we're going to draw a C shape. And he has kind of big ears. And I might have drawn him a little too big.
I might have drawn
and a backward
way
C.
too big.
That's okay. We'll add up maybe a little extra hair over the top, and it'll make him look smaller. Okay, now we're going to draw his eyes. So right here in the middle, we're going to draw a diagonal line that goes up to the top of his ear. See how it starts here and then goes up to the top. Then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, now we're going to draw the bottom of his eyes. Little curve that connects from the inside to the outside. And then we're going to draw the rest of his mask. So let's draw a V at the bottom. A V on the other side. Next, we can color in right underneath his eyes. There's the bottom of his mask. Then we're going to draw the part of his mask that comes back. So a little spike that comes back in, and a spike on the other side. Now let's draw his hair. We're going to draw an A shape that goes over that spike, and then comes back up and creates a big A shape over the other side of his head. Let's make his hair a little bigger so his ears don't look so ginormous.
Okay.
So we're gonna draw a line that comes up, and then it's gonna spike out and come back over to the other side. Now, if your ears don't look as big as ours, you don't have to add this extra bit on the top. Perfect. Now let's color in his hair. Starting to look like Robin, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now let's draw his nose. I'm going to draw backwards L shape. Good. And then we'll draw his mouth. And I'm going to draw a slight smile on the left side. We did. We drew his face, dude. Give me 5. Was that fun?
Yeah.
All right, let's draw the rest of his body. We're going to draw his neck coming down. 2 lines coming out of the bottom of his chin. Then we're going to draw a diagonal line that comes out to the edge of his head. Let's draw it out to the edge of his ear. And then we'll draw a diagonal line on the other side. Okay, so that's his shoulder. We're going to come out though and extend the shoulder just a little further. Straight out. Cool. Hey, now let's curve down for the side of his shoulder. Both sides. And then right here underneath his chin, we're going to draw an A shape. And that's for the start of his cape. Then we'll connect it to the other side, out to his shoulders on both sides. Cool, now let's color that in. Next, we're going to draw the detail on his cape. So we'll draw another A shape right in the middle. And then we'll extend the cape out to the side. Now let's draw his biceps. We're going to draw a line that extends. See how his shoulder line comes down? And then right here at the end of his cape, we're going to extend. This is going to be his arm, so his bicep. And we're going to do that on both sides. And we want it to be the same length on each side. Now let's draw the inside of his bicep. So we'll come in here, right where, remember this diagonal line that came down? We'll come right below that, and we're going to draw a curve that goes in. Good, and we don't want to draw his biceps too big, so we're going to start right here on the other side also, and we want to make sure that they're the same width. Perfect. Now that's where his elbow is going to be. Now let's draw the inside of his body. So we'll start here, and we're going to come in on both sides. You don't want to come in too close because we don't want him to be too skinny.
Yeah.
Want him to look tough. And then we're going to draw another line that comes down further. See how they curve in like this? Good. Yeah, just like that. Good job. Now right here at the bottom, we're going to draw a circle. This is for his belt. Then we're going to draw 2 lines that come out on each side. And then we'll draw a square or rectangle shape. This is for the little pockets on his belt. He can put his weapons in and smoke bombs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Next, let's draw the details on the circle, his belt buckle. So little boxes on the top and the bottom. And then we're going to draw the flap that's on the top of each pouch. So a backwards L shape on that side and an L shape on this side. Cool. Let's add extra pouches, 1 on each side. Here and on this side too. Then you're going to add an extra line for the flap that's over the top. Just like that. Good job. Now let's draw the details on his chest. Right here we're going to draw a rectangle. Small rectangle. Then we're going to draw another rectangle down here where his belly button would be. And you want it to be the same size. And then halfway in between, we're going to draw 1 more. He has 3 rectangles. Good. Now let's draw a line that goes all the way through them, but we don't want to draw it through the rectangle or on top of the rectangle. We want to go behind the rectangle. So connect to that one, and then connect down to his belt. What should we draw next?
The R.
Okay, we'll draw 1 line down. Then we're going to draw the R part. So we'll come around, but don't connect it. So it looks like a P. And then we'll come back down for the rest of the R. This way we can draw the inside of the R. So we're going to draw an upside, or a V. I was going to say an A shape, upside down V. And then we could draw the little part in the R. This way we can color the R yellow.
Yeah.
And if you want, you could just draw it so that it's black. Now let's draw the circle that goes around the R. And then we'll color in the circle and leave the R white. Now we can draw the muscles. Let's draw his chest muscle right here. And we'll draw another chest muscle on the other side underneath the R. And then he has this cool design that comes down his costume. Little S line. And we'll do that on the other side too. If we go too fast, what can our art friends do?
Pause the video.
Yeah, you can pause the video. Don't worry if we're going too fast, because if you need extra time, you can always pause the video.
Yeah.
Next, let's finish his arm. We're going to start here, and we're going to curve out and then back in. And we want to stop down here underneath his belt. This is the bottom of his glove. Cool. Now we're going to draw the inside of his arm. So we're going to start here, and we're going to come out, but back in. And look at that. It's like an S line. He's got really long arms since he's a cartoon. He's got long arms, and he's got these really long legs. This is also his fist. So we're going to come back up here, and we're going to put his fist in there so it doesn't look as long. So let's end by bringing, this is his knuckles. And then we'll come back up and then in. Cool. Now let's come up halfway up his arm. This is the top of his glove. Cool. Now we can color in this bottom part. Now on his glove, let's put little pockets that stick out. 2 little pockets right there. Cool. And we'll come back up here and we'll finish his cape. Comes down and into his arm. Now we're going to repeat those same steps on the other side. So start here. We're going to draw a curve that comes out and then down the same length. And then we're going to draw that curve on the inside that's an S curve. Then we'll draw the knuckles, the bottom, and then we'll come back up and connect into his arm. Then up here at the same distance, we're going to draw the top of his glove and then color in his glove. Next, let's draw those little pockets. So a little box that pops out and then color it in. Let's draw a little muscle line that comes in there and also on the other side. And then finish his cape. Come out and then down. Awesome. What are we missing?
His legs.
Yeah, we're missing his legs. Let's draw those next. We're going to start right here where his waist comes into his belt, and we're going to draw a curve. It comes out behind his arms like this and then curves in, back in like that. Now let's draw that same curve on the other side. Come out. Oops, I started out really far. See how we want to make sure that that line lines up right here and then comes in. So I started out too far, and that's okay. We're practicing, right?
Yeah.
It's okay if we make little mistakes. The most important thing is
To have fun.
yeah, to have fun. Now this is where his knees start, so we want them to be at the same length. Now we're going to draw a little point. We'll put a point right below his belt, and we're going to draw an A shape, and it's going to be a curved A. Watch this. We're going to curve in like this, and then curve back down to the other side. Good. Now let's draw his knee. We'll draw a little bump here, a little bump on the other side. Good. Now he has calf muscles, so they're going to bend out again. We'll come out, this, and then down, and we want to stop down here before we get to the bottom of the paper. Good. And then right here we're going to curve out to the other side of his calf muscle and then back in. He's got big calves. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Out, back in, come down to the same distance down here. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Calf muscle, back in. Now he has this cool design that comes down from his chest. It goes through the belt, comes out the bottom, and then into the outside, or to the outside of his thigh. And we'll do the same on the other side. Now let's draw his feet. We're going to curve out. You might run out of room, and that's okay. We'll imagine it go off the page. And then we're going to curve out on the other side, just not as far. And then right here down at the bottom, draw little lines down on each side. And then we'll connect the bottom. Good. Now we'll do the same thing on the other side. Small little curve. And then a bigger curve out. 2 lines down, and then connect the bottom. Okay, now let's draw the bottom of his shoes. So we'll draw a little line, connects one side to the other, and then his toes are separate. And that's okay, you can leave these steps off because you ran out of room. So I'm going to draw a little line down on each side, and that's for the separate part on his shoes. Now up here on his ankles, his boots are a little thicker, so we're going to draw a rectangle. Goes across like this. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Now we're going to fast forward this part, but we're going to color in his pants and his boots.
Okay.
Now what's he missing?
Hit the rest of his cape.
Yeah, the rest of his cape. So we're imagining this line that comes off his shoulder, behind his arm. It's going to come down here and come out the bottom of his arm. And I'm having it come out. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Come out. Cool. Now let's draw a line right next to it. This is the outside of his cape. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. And this one I drew longer than the first line we drew. Okay, we'll connect them with a diagonal line. Up. Now this is the outside of his cape and we need to connect it behind his legs. So we'll start a little higher. We'll draw a curve that goes behind his legs and connects to the other side. Now the outside is black, so let's color that in too. Good job on drawing Robin, man. He looks awesome. Well, we need to color him, don't we?
Yeah.
All right, let's put our markers off to the side. We'll get our colors. And this part we're also going to fast forward. But you guys at home can pause the video to match the coloring that we did. You ready to fast forward?
Yeah.
Let's do it right now. You did it, Chuckers. You colored him. He looks awesome. Now you guys at home can pause the video to match the coloring. It was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Now it's okay that our drawings look a little different because the most important thing is
To have fun.
yeah, to have fun. What's the second most important thing?
To practice.
Yeah, to practice. Now, if we were to draw him all over again, one of the things that I would do is try to make his ankles smaller. They look a little thick
Yeah.
down here. And that's one of the things we could practice on. Maybe even make his ears a little smaller too. And I want you to remember to practice also. I promise the second time you draw Robin, it'll turn out better than the first time. We'll see you later, art friends. Goodbye.